So, our challenger, he needs to win this game to stay alive. He is
MVP viOlet.
MVP viOlet.
Even if he wins this game, he won't be alive. Alive will be alive.
Only alive is alive. But alive is dead now.
He is, and I forgot to bring my sunglasses over here so I could make that joke.
I'm so sad.
Yeah, me too.
All right, there is the, I was going to say, the man, the myth, the legend. I'll say it, he is. He's the man, the myth, the legend. He is.
I am MVP.
At this point, he is pretty legendary in the world
really
of StarCraft 2. That is definitely apropos. For this player right here.
There he is. One of the players, you ever notice how some of the players, their mouths kind of hanging open while they play?
I do notice that. I used to actually dislike it because there was a couple players in Brood War that I disliked that were mouth breathers. Kind of got a grudge against them, but now I realize that they're not all bad. Some of them are all right.
No, they're okay.
Freaking mouth breathers.
I like to think that they're kind of like singing a long musical note while they're playing.
Troya talks to himself. MVP goes,
la. Yeah. Look at the bass. MVP singing la 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 la.
Well, then he'd be moving his mouth instead of just leaving it open.
Well, no, you can just do that with your throat.
MVP with a 70% win rate versus Zerg, by the way. Very, very strong. Definitely an uphill battle for viOlet.
Yeah. So, looks like we have the SCV pushing the drone away gently.
Did you know that the Incredible Miracle Clan is kind of the StarCraft 2 iteration of the Brood War name clan?
Yeah, I had actually heard that.
Yeah.
But
so MVP actually, when he played Brood War, he was on the name clan, and so it's kind of natural that he ends up on the IM team here in StarCraft 2.
Oh yeah, that makes sense now.
Yeah. In fact, again, our Joseph does everything on YouTube. Go check out his YouTube because he does all kinds of cool stuff like that. But actually, we're on YouTube too, for that matter.
Yeah.
Check us out too. But he did a tour of the IM house, and he's like, "This is actually where the name house used to be. It's the same building, same room."
Now MVP did scout that. viOlet did not go hatch first, so
interesting.
That will give him a little bit of an edge if he chooses to take it economically. It looks like he does want to try at least.
Yeah, kind of
getting his gas as well.
Kind of a July Zerk-esque Speedling opening. Doesn't look like he's going to go for, I think he's probably going to expand, and yeah, there we see the expansion going down.
I've actually been doing this more in smaller maps in ZVT as well. I used to always go hatch first, but lately, I don't know, I just like feeling safer, going, you know, getting the Zergling speed sooner, you have your Lings out, feel a little bit more secure. So yeah, I like it. Kind of fun.
Indeed.
2 gas.
Yeah, no, it's more in tune with the spirit of the Zerg too. Put that early pressure on, you know. Get some Speeglings out. Usually you can't do much against Terran because they wall off, but SCV's going to get in, and he's going to say, all right, where's that Roach Warren?
And the SCV is not going to see.
Yeah, but he saw the extent of the creep, so he actually can know that there's no like Roach Warren to follow up like last game.
MVP right now going into more of a tech opening, you know, two factories, or 2 gas rather, like that. I'm curious to see if he's going to just go into tank production.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he got it after his second command center, so it's pretty normal.
Yep, getting 2 barracks
to get those 2 gas later on. He's going to follow up with racks.
Yep.
I like that. Probably just using the factory to tech up to some kind of air.
Yeah, he's going to be going, probably getting some tanks as well. I believe that is a tech lab going down on the factory. Yeah, it is, so moving into kind of a standard ZVT. And really, MVP is one of those players that his mechanics are so good, he doesn't really need to do anything special or funky to win games. He just plays really, really well. So he's able to do all the harassment. He's able to get a little bit creative once in a while. But at the end of the day, he's not going to be behind like a lot of players would be in their max. Keeping viOlet in the dark too. That's actually a huge thing too, that viOlet does not know what's going on. Getting the tech lab on the barracks, he's going to want to probably get stim pretty quickly. Yeah. Getting siege mode as well.
He's going to want to get it quickly because you can't get it quickly. Stim takes a long time.
Yep.
It's a very, very important upgrade versus Zerg, so well versus anything.
viOlet. Wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw viOlet go into pretty quick Mutalisks, or getting that Baneling nest as well.
Yep.
Maybe thinking about trying some sort of high economy Baneling bus.
Yeah,
possibly.
seems to like his Banelings.
Yep.
He is up to 34 harvesters right now, and continuing to produce a couple more drones. And putting down spine crawlers just to make sure he's safe against Hellions and such.
Oh, there's the Spire.
But
so,
yeah,
we'll be going Mutas.
Yeah, okay. And then getting 2 more gas down, that's another indicator.
This is actually a really good map for Mutas to take some control on. Oh, even hiding the Spire a little bit there. Nice choice there. And the reason for that is because the map's smaller, Mutas can cover a lot of ground faster, get in there, do some harassment, still come back to help defend against pushes. A lot of Zerg players still prefer Mutaling, Baneling, although we do see more and more players going Roaches now after the buff, where the damage is done a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see if we'll, see him go lots of Mutalisks, because it used to be that Zergs always just tried to get as many Mutalisks as possible because they are so deadly. But we have seen more players, start to get less Mutalisks. I believe, I think it was Coca, actually, who we're going to see in the next match.
Oh, Zerglings getting to the natural, killing off an SCV or 2 before they make their escape.
I think it was
MVP's going to push, it looks like.
I think it was Coca who would just get 8 Mutalisks, 9 Mutalisks, and then use the rest of his gas for Banelings, mass Banelings, and so that's another option these days as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, MVP pushing out.
Going in there.
Continuing to harass.
Quite getting another.
But wow, the 7 Mutas are going to be just out just in time, actually. MVP pushing a little bit too late. Could have hit a timing before those Mutas, but they are out, and a lot of Zerglings being produced, and Banelings. He could hit before those Banelings are produced.
Yeah, I think he will. Those Mutas are going to be hard-pressed to do any damage with all the Marines.
He needs to pull that back. Oh.
Well, picking off a couple of them there. One Muta very low health. Spine Crawler's pulling back. One did go down. And MVP really putting the pressure on early.
He's at the edge of the creep, though. Zergling's going in, and oh no! Baneling's wrecking himself on the first tank. Second tank taking out the Banelings, and MVP continues to put pressure on here. Charging in, he is on the creep, but there are no centrifugal hooks. Yeah. So he's not going to be able to make the most use of that creep, and the tank continues to shell away on that spine crawler.
viOlet is in a really, really tough position right now. MVP did lose a little bit in that push, but he's going to be able to cause a lot of pressure right now. Maybe even shut down mining. We'll see. Looks like viOlet's going around from behind. I love that decision.
Ooh, good move.
Catching reinforcements. Here he comes. Is it enough? I don't know. That's a lot of Marines.
Oh, the Banelings, just a few left. He's going after those Marines, and they are going to be able to pick off. But the Mutas clean up, and viOlet has held and pushed MVP back and has been teching in the meantime. Centrifugal hooks are almost complete now. He's going to have Baneling speed, starting to push his creep out. Probably going to start thinking about taking a third because he's at 45 harvesters right now. And MVP is not even really fully saturated as secondary. That was, he needed to do damage with that push, and he is a little bit behind, I got to say. He's actually even in Army. He's ahead in SCVs, but I think he's a little bit behind positionally.
Yep, Mutalisk is able to do some harassment now. Be able to go after a couple mules if they so desire. A couple Marines there. The Mutas are a little bit low in health. Yep, as we see one go down there. Oh, MVP. Great positioning. And another Mutalisk. Oh, no. That is not good for viOlet. Every Mutalisk is vital right now in this game. He's got 4 more on the way. Yes. Heading up the map, 5, I take it back.
Every Mutalisk is sacred. Every Mutalisk is great. If a Mutalisk is wasted, then viOlet gets quite irate. He makes some more, though. He's got several Mutalisks at this point, 7 on the map.
Less gatherers than MVP, though.
Producing a lot of Zerglings. Yes, less gatherers. MVP still needs some Maynards down to his secondary. He's way oversaturated at his main right now. That's okay. He's MVP. He can do what he wants.
He'll probably be able to take the gold and hold it this way.
And that is
most Terran players prefer to do.
Yeah, and that is it's such a crucial position on this map. It's like, basically Terran's strategy on this map almost always hinges around taking that third, making it a planetary at the gold, and then you have the middle. You have the middle, because once you put some siege tanks near that planetary, you have complete control of your side of the map.
Oh, MVP moving on. Oh, catching a few more Mulas.
Oh, no, he's on siege, though. Zergling's killing off the tanks. Baneling's going after the bio.
Great attack by viOlet.
MVP being chased back to his base, and he might actually lose everything right here. And he's in danger of losing the game at this point with Mulas able to wipe up his
More
Medevacs
reinforcements
right
coming
now.
in from viOlet.
More Lings coming in. I don't know if
Wow,
MB
Lings.
has anything to answer this.
This is the time to strike. Are the Marines going to be enough? SCVs versus Zerglings. That's a great match for the Zerglings. Another Marine coming out, but this may be it for MVP. The Muta count is just too high right now. If they can pick up that tank, that is huge.
And MVP viOlet is on the verge of defeating MVP right now.
In this game?
Forced to lift, yes, in this game. Forced to lift his natural command center and get out of there. And because he's been oversaturated in main, he's almost mined out there, so
losing a
he
lot of
cannot
mutas.
afford.
He needs to be so careful with these mutas. He can't throw away this advantage right now. Actually, viOlet possibly getting a little bit too aggressive.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's losing mutas, starting to lose a lot of Lings to that tank. He just needs to take like 2 bases and chill.
It's okay to lose the Lings, but it is not okay to lose mutas at this point. Marines moving out, and that's a little bit dangerous for MVP. I hear Banelings. There they are. Question is he going to be able to occupy the tanks long enough, take another base? That is helpful. But viOlet on the razor's edge right now.
I wonder if he's going to planetary that right in that choke.
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, he might not
here
have
comes
time
the
though.
mutas.
Lings and is he going to get behind those
Hitting
depots?
everything.
Oh, he has to fight without lifting the
This
depots.
is enough.
Oh,
No, not enough. viOlet definitely needs to pull back now, macro up a larger force. He is ahead. Needs to get more ahead. viOlet being so aggressive right now.
I would love to see
I
him
don't
make
know.
a planetary there with that extra command center. I mean, he kind of needs to move out, but I don't know if he can afford to right now.
And what's the worker count out right
my
now
gosh.
for MVP?
Oh dear.
32 to 58.
58 drones,
Yep.
and he's got that third mining now. He's got both gas mines mining now, so he's going to be able to start producing even more Mutalisks. His count has been pretty low this game.
Now viOlet, right now he's got those big eyes. He's thinking to himself, I could beat, I'm MVP. But he needs to be so careful. The worst thing you can do is press the attack. Producing more Zerglings again right now, going after his gold. That's good. He gets a nice clump of mutas. He can do some more harassment. That's really what he needs to do right now. Kill as many turrets and SCVs as he possibly can with the mutas. Maybe snipe a tank or two. Take a 4th base. But
You know,
MVP can't count him out.
I'll bet Min would have a 4th base by now.
Certainly possible.
Yeah,
That
he's
guy likes spaces.
trying to take that gold, and he is going to clear it up. Some Banelings morphing.
Yep.
And MVP getting a little bit risky, venturing onto the creep.
Needs to be careful. Lots of Banelings out right now for viOlet. And he might decide to swing around, hit him from behind. Oh, he can pick up this tank.
Oh,
Does he
that's
have enough mutas to
big.
pick it off?
Tank out of
Oh,
position,
the
is going to get
mutas.
sniped.
Oh, it was close.
Oh, almost loses some mutas as a result.
Yep.
MVP continuing to
Oh,
rally
he's going
forward
to go
now.
for it.
Oh,
I don't
no.
know if it's the best decision. Does he have enough Banelings getting caught up behind? The Marines being microed so well by MVP. viOlet, no, he needs to pull back.
Get those mutas out of there. Oh, he loses some mutas. Might lose another muta or 2. And viOlet, you know,
I think the nerves are showing a
has
little
the
bit.
advantage, but yeah, not the experience and maybe not the multitasking that he needs to really take advantage of the advantage that he has.
And he does have that advantage. He's about 30 supply ahead, but he needs to keep it. Oh, no, the Marines coming in. Oh, no, all the Zerglings are going to be taken down as well.
Oh,
Muta's going to be lost.
viOlet being forced back, has not been able to take that 4th base. Meanwhile, MVP is landing over at the high yield. Well, he's about to land at the high yield. And viOlet seems to have almost given up this game. Ro8 coming out to fight Marines. Not the best at all. He needs Banelings in there. It looks like, the Mutalisks going down as well. The drones getting cleaned up. Down to only 26 drones on the map right now. And it looks like viOlet may clean this up. But at what cost, Doa? At what cost?
This is just painful to see. viOlet was so far ahead, and he just was too aggressive. All of you guys at home that are watching this is the best lesson I've ever seen in a game of StarCraft 2 of when you're ahead, get more ahead, because this is what happens when you don't.
Yeah, I thought he had the game clinched. I was expecting MVP to tap out and type GG or WW or whatever he wanted to type to admit defeat, and
Well, he didn't have the game
instead he
right
just
then.
held the top of his ramp for a while and came back, and now here he is, pushing himself into advantage. He actually has an army advantage of about 10 supply.
Yeah.
Only one siege tank critically though, so some speed banelings could do some damage. He does not have a planetary there, and there's the speed banelings. He needs to split. The banelings doing virtually nothing. The Marines might be able to clean up the Mutalisks, and the Mutalisks all but 4 killed off. The Overlord lording over those Mutalisks is gonna die for his reckless.
It hurts. viOlet going from over 100 supply, 30 supply ahead, down to 50 supply, under 67 for MVP. It just hurts me to see it. And you know, I mean, all viOlet needed to do was sit back, defend, build up a force. He's going to do a little bit of harassment. I mean, don't get me wrong, viOlet could still win this. He's got a chance.
Yeah, he's not out, but it's just amazing how much of an advantage he's blown. He was ahead and now he's behind.
And when you're in this position, this, you know, did you just see how he tried to kill the tank? He didn't quite have enough. And so you're thinking, oh, I almost had enough to do this if I just had that much more. So you produce that much more. And
that is the killer of a StarCraft player, is that thought, oh, if I just go a little bit more, I can actually... But no, you got to take your kills and fall back. That the best players always do that. They will actually not even get any damage done sometimes because they run in there, they see defenses, they just pull out. It's a smart thing to do. You want to get all your damage for free.
If you think to yourself, oh, if I had only a little bit more, then that means you don't have enough. That you can need, well, it's best when you think to yourself, I have plenty. You never want to attack thinking I have just enough.
Yeah.
So, viOlet still not producing a whole lot of drones, now finally producing 8. But he's playing catch-up right now. He really is. MVP's got the gold. So now MVP swinging way into the lead. MVP is 30 supply ahead now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If viOlet had just taken a 4th, instead of attacking and losing all of his units, he'd be so far ahead right now.
Yeah, Mutalisks doing a little bit of harassment up at the main base.
Yeah, at least he is keeping the pressure on MVP a little bit. Although MVP is rallying outside of...
Doing a little bit of damage there with the Mutas.
Outside of Violet's half of the map.
Yeah.
Thinking about making another push.
Certainly could. There is no gold yet for viOlet. And those Mutas need to be very, very careful.
And at this point, there's no reason for viOlet not to have a 4th base. And here he comes in. He might lose his 3rd, which is going to put him way into the red as far as economy.
Yeah. What does viOlet have to respond with this? Not a whole lot, Bullcrap.
He's got some banelings that are chilling in the middle of the map, not even coming over to this side of the map. Just wants to try and take care of it with his Mutas. He's going to try and counterattack maybe against the gold base.
And it's not a planetary.
It's not a planetary.
Producing a lot of Mutas right now. Huge group of Mutas.
14 Mutas, and he could actually...
I do like that.
Do some damage with the counterattack, actually.
Yeah.
MVP senses it.
Here he goes. MVP taking down the 3rd, but viOlet attacking the gold. Killing a lot of SCVs. That turret not going down. He's losing all Mutas. It does go down. Oh, viOlet.
Lost a couple Mutas in that, and some of his Mutas are at very low health as well, and that's the disadvantage of the planetary. I'm sorry, the orbital. Hold that thought. Mutas coming in for some more harassment. Just a few Marines there, and that turret barely goes up, and it's going to do significant damage.
And that's going to make it very difficult. Here comes the
baneling.
Whoa! But all the Mutas dead.
Just happened there? GG from viOlet.
Whoa!
And that was his last chance. Those banelings came in there. I don't know exactly what happened there. They all died somehow. Maybe there was another tank behind I didn't see.
More worried about his hair than the game. That is just what a boss he is. viOlet, if he ever watches that replay, he is going to be disappointed with himself.
I'm sure his coach is going to tell him what happened later.
Yeah. He's going to be running the laps for that one.
That's right.
So.
Drop and give me 20.
Mole trap.
You know, I like MVP. I'm an MVP fan. I think he's a strong player that deserves to be in Code S. And, of course, getting to the end of Code A, winning it, and being able to pick his partners in his group will help him with that. But he deserved to lose that game. And viOlet kind of threw it away.
See, that's what happens. You always hear Artosis and Tastel say it, when you're ahead, get more ahead. And usually in the games they talk about, it's happening. They're getting more ahead. Now you see a game where the player was ahead, didn't get more ahead, and that's the result. So, yeah, viOlet played extremely well, but just got too excited. He got too aggressive in the end.
A little bit of, maybe it's some inexperience, I think. It's some inexperience because that is something that you learn through experience, is that rule that when you try to go that little extra effort, you're usually just going to end up losing too much.
Yep.
That patience comes from experience oftentimes.
Yeah.
So, and viOlet, pretty new to the scene. So I don't have my notes with me, so he was not in the previous season, or was he?
Props to viOlet. I think, no, he was not. This is his first season of GSL.
That's right, yeah.
Props to viOlet for getting this far. He is going to be in the up and down matches, so he could still get into Codas. I believe he could, but he'll definitely need to play a little bit more
definitely.
cautiously.
I mean, he outplayed MVP for the first 15 minutes of that game.
He really did. He really did. Yeah, he got really far ahead. He was 30 supply ahead. MVP was on 1 base. viOlet was on 3 at that point. And, so he was in a great position. He had taken down the rocks. He could have taken the gold. It just hurts me. Right here, Moletrap.
Right there?
Right there. Right here.
All right.
My heart.
Well, that's going to do it. MVP is going to go on to the semifinals. Yeah. viOlet will be seeing him in the up and down matches. We are going to get straight into our next Terran versus Zerg, though. The TVZ is not over yet.
All right.
We're going to have 2 rising stars facing off each other. Coca versus Keen. Let's find out what happens in the first game of that match.